So what you're witnessing right now is a short excerpt from a show called The Rap Guide to Evolution. It is the world's first ever peer-reviewed hip-hop. But before we started working on it, the first question that came to us was, is there any hip-hop out there already about evolution? Maybe we could build on the shoulders of geniuses. I think you guys might have noticed the one example of a Dead Prez album that was up on the screen behind me a second ago. This is Dead Prez, they're from Florida, and they've written an evolutionary rap song. It's called, I'm a African. I'm a African. Now, when Dead Prez wrote the song, I'm a African, they were not writing about evolution, they were writing about revolution. Dead Prez are hardcore black nationalists. They're like the hip-hop reincarnation of the Black Panther Party. So their argument in the lyrics is very explicit. They say, black people around the world have a common heritage in Africa, and that common heritage gives them a common identity, which is more important than whatever country they happen to live in today, a sort of transnational form of solidarity. That's Afrocentricity, right? Black nationalism. But the argument they're making is about all black people within the last 500 years, but all you need is 500 centuries for their argument to apply to all people around the world. Which means at their live shows, something very surreal happens. You got a picture like the dark and dirty hip-hop club, looks pretty much nothing like this place right here. And they're doing a call and response, right? They're in front of the crowd, they're hyping things up, and they go, yo, I'm an African. I'm an African. And the crowd goes back, I'm an African. And I know what's happening. And if you look really close, you go, oh my God. There's white kids in the crowd. There's Asians and Hispanics, and they're all having a hip-hop moment. What is going on here? It's deeply ironic, right? I mean, Dead Prez were attempting to write a politically and racially exclusive rap song, but somehow they unintentionally wrote the most inclusive song ever written in history. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna treat this like a folk song from the homelands, all of us African expats in the house, and we're gonna sing it together today. Some of you are enthusiastic. Some of you look a little tense. It's all right. Just think of this as a social experiment. So, go back to the hip-hop and leave the science behind for a second. There we go. So the way this works is, I'll start us off. I'm gonna say, I'm an African! And when I say it, part of your brain is inevitably gonna go, oh my God, he's clearly white. That's wrong. But another part of your brain is gonna go, damn it, he does have a point. And the second part is gonna overcome, because that's the rational part, and then you're gonna shout, I'm an African, back to me with just as much enthusiasm, because you're gonna feel it deep in your DNA. Because that's where it all comes from, right? Africa. But look, this whole concept is based on science, and in science, we never take anything on authority. So a third part of your brain will make a mental note to go look it up later after the show. But for now, just give me the benefit of the doubt, okay? Look, this has been independently confirmed by both genetics and archaeology. Separate scientific disciplines have converged on this scientific fact. So we're on safe ground here, guys. All right, let's try this out. Don't leave me hanging. I'm an African! Damn right, and I know what's happening. Come on, louder. I'm an African. Hell yeah, so I know what's happening. Awesome. But before we actually start the song, I just need to make one clarification. Note that the title, in case we have any hip-hop novices in the house, is actually I'm a African. Now, many of you are enthusiastically shouting, I'm an African. Excellent grammar. But look, these are grammatically rebellious rappers too, okay? Dead Prez understand phonetics, and phonetically you cannot pronounce this properly without saying, I'm an African, and we are not Nafricans, we're Africans. All right, you gotta create that drum rhythm, that I'm an African. So no matter how middle class you might feel, I'm asking you to go hip-hop with me right now for phonetic's sake, okay? It means you're gonna have to work really hard to overcome your grammar school classical conditioning. that makes you pronounce everything properly, and you're gonna have to try to read with your eyes instead of your brain. All right, we're gonna overcome these mental blocks together. Let's do this. Oh, I forgot to mention the biggest challenge is going to be for all of us quote-unquote Africans to say the chorus on beat. Here it comes. Yeah. I'm an African. Hell yeah, and I know what's happening. I'm an African. The archaeologist taught me what's happening. Are you an African? Then say it loud if you know what's happening. I'm an African. Yeah, geneticists know what's happening. No, I wasn't born in Ghana, but Africa is my mama, cause that's where my mama got her mitochondria. You could try to fight if you wanted, but it's not gonna change me, cause it's plain to see. Africans are my people, and if it's not plain to see, then your eyes deceive you. I'm talking primeval. The DNA in my veins tells a story that reasonable people find believable, but it might even blow your transistors. Africa is the home of our most recent common ancestors, which means human beings are all brothers and sisters. So check the massive evidence of Homo erectus and Australopithecus afarensis in the fossil record, and then try to tell me that we're not all connected. The fossil record has gaps but no contradictions, and it complements the evidence in your chromosomes. So I came to let you know about your ancestral home. I'm an African. Damn right, and I know what's happening. I'm an African. Yeah, geneticists taught me what's happening. Are you an African? Then say it loud if you know what's happening. I'm an African. Yeah, archaeologists know what's happening, and every human on this planet is an African. So everybody needs to know what's happening. Spread the word. Thank you. This is Mr. Simmonds. I'm Baba Brinkman. We'll see you guys again. Have a great night. Seattle Science Festival.